what, I've just decided to have a little bit of a talk about why I've chosen a 6G74 engine over the famed 2GR or a 1MZ or a 3VZ Toyota motor. And there's a lot of reasons why I've chosen this engine. One of the reasons is that I don't like doing things the same as everybody else. Another reason is I can pick up an engine like this here for about $300, and it is a pretty basic motor. Obviously, it's a single overhead cam motor, but it still has 4 valves per cylinder. I like cam belts. I don't like chains in terms of cam driving. It's still got hemispherical heads. It's still a modernish styled combustion chamber. The main thing is it's cheap as chips. It's got a steel block. It's it's got underneath it's got a 4-bolt girdle system to hold the crank in. I like it, and I know a lot of yous don't, but that's not my problem. And I don't know if you've got keen eyes or not, but this gearbox here is another controversial item. It's a 3000 GT or a GDO as we call them here in New Zealand, 4-wheel drive gearbox, which is going to be converted into 2-wheel drive, which involves pulling it apart and welding up the centre diff system in there and then refitting it all. So yeah, and a lot of people think these gearboxes are weak, but I can assure you that if they've got the right oil in them, they're set up right. In 4-wheel drive cars I've seen 800 horsepower 4-wheel drive launches, and I'm sure that in a little 1000 kilo MRS in 2-wheel drive mode it's probably going to be bulletproof. We'll wait and see, eh? And another thing is, the main thing is that it's compact. It's quite a little compact motor compared to a true quad cam motor. It's very dirty, I know that, but it's just a mock-up motor. And it fits in the car nicely. And what I've done, obviously I've talked about this before, I've removed the firewall, the front firewall. A lot of people will cut out a bulge in the firewall for the front bank of cylinders to fit through. But this time I've removed the whole firewall because the engine is only slightly heavier than a 2GR. So what I've done is I've moved the engine as forward as I can. And the first thing I see when I see people do 2GR conversions or any of these Toyota engine V6 conversions, they'll cut out this rear cross member here that holds all the suspension arms and the rear mount, which I think is really, really stupid. It's a main structural member. They cut them out. The engine's sitting back way back, and you're putting just a big brick in the back of your car. I'm moving this engine as far forward as I can to try and keep the weight as far forward as possible. I'll have a weigh up when the car's finished and we'll see how we go. But I'm quite happy with the position of it. I'll sit it back in there one day and show you how I've done it, how much room I've got around it. It is a tight fit, especially with that big gearbox on there. But I'm very happy with it. So So yeah, that's the reason why I've chosen a 6G74. And if any of you guys have got problems with that, well, sorry, too bad. That's the way it goes. Like always, the theme here was keeping it simple, cost effective, and have some fun. And this motor is all of those things. It doesn't have variable cams on it. You can get aftermarket parts for it easy enough, but it's bare bones basic motor. No technical bullshit on it. Just plain Jane motor, big capacity, 3.5 litre, steel block, tough as.